Welcome to Think Tank Academy, the UK's first qualification and accredited training provider in health and social care. Our aim is to train, connect, and empower every learner. As your one-stop training solution, we specialise in online, virtual classroom, and face-to-face delivery of training, qualifications, and conferences. We also offer free monthly courses in line with our national calendar. Visit our website for more information on www.thinktank-academy.com.
First aid is the initial treatment you can give to a sick or injured person before professional assistance arrives on the scene.
In an emergency situation, you may need to act quickly, so it's important that you're familiar with your first aid kit.
As many people have died from cancer as die from the situations where first aid could have saved their life.
I was in the office writing reports and completing the residents' daily records when one of the residents came rushing to the door. "Come quick," she was shouting, frantically knocking on the door. As I opened the door to ask her if everything was okay, she turned and ran up the stairs, indicating for me to follow her, so I did. As we reached the first floor, another resident was on the floor and appeared to be choking with vomit in his airway. I asked what had happened and how long he'd been like this. I firstly put him in the recovery position whilst I tried to understand what had happened. Although she had raised the alarm in getting my attention, I got the impression that she didn't want to tell me. She clammed up and put her head down. Luckily, my manager had sent me on some first aid training which taught us how to identify different situations and symptoms and how to approach and intervene with first aid strategies. I recognised that the resident appeared to be having a substance misuse response. I shouted for her to alert another staff member and asked her to call 999. I asked the resident if he could hear me, but he was non-responsive. I moved him from the recovery position onto his back. I checked his airways and he was not breathing. He was not bleeding from anywhere, and I knew that I would have to start CPR. I felt really nervous, but just tried my best to remember what had been taught on my first aid course. I gave 2 rescue breaths and began to give the casualty chest compressions. I asked the staff member to take over from me so that I could go fetch a defibrillator. I told her not to stop unless someone takes over. I ran to fetch a defibrillator machine and took it back to the first floor. I set it up and passed it to my colleague who froze. She looked terrified. I asked her what was wrong and she said she was scared as she had never used one before and did not feel comfortable at all. I had never used one before either, but due to the training I was confident and I knew what I was doing. I placed the pads on the resident's chest and began the defibrillation process. As I was using the defibrillator, the ambulance arrived and the paramedics took over from me. Once stable, he was transferred into the ambulance and taken to hospital. The resident made a full recovery, and when he returned home he thanked me for my quick thinking. The paramedics told us both that he might have died if not for my quick thinking and confidence in using the correct positioning and interventions to support until help arrived. I'm so glad I did my first aid training. The resident is now getting the help that he needs with his substance misuse, and I arranged for the other staff member to go on a first aid course so that she feels as confident as I do should a situation like this arise in the future.